Alright, what I've done is I went ahead and I wet formed this a little bit. It's not quite to the finished form, but you know, the gun fits down in it. Well, the reason I did that is because when you dye a piece of leather, if you dye it flat and then fold it over, it gets lighter along that edge. The leather will stretch and it'll lighten, and that looks not too good. People sometimes have problems with dyeing leather. It comes out blotchy, and that's one of the reasons. Another thing that I do is after the water completely dries, I take some just regular rubbing alcohol, and this is only 50% alcohol, and I take a paper towel and just wipe down the outside of the holster to get all the grease and get my all the grease and stuff from my fingers off of it. And then I let that dry, which actually makes the leather kind of dry. And then when I dye it, it just soaks up the dye basically like a sponge. And when I do it that way, I make sure to use enough dye to saturate the leather. And it works for me. So we'll come back once this thing's all dry, once the water's dry, and I clean it with the alcohol and that's all dry. I'll come back and we'll go ahead and take care of that dye and do the dye job on it. Now my next project, I got a couple of knives. These are beautiful. I just had to show you real quick. It's a Damascus blade, and while this was drying, I was going to start with the pattern. So I went through my file of my old patterns, and I found one that is pretty much exactly right. You can see how the knife will fit in there, and it's going to be welted. Now the reason this fellow wants a new sheath for it, even though it comes with a nice sheath, well, a usable sheath. I can't say it's really that nice. The leather's kind of thin, as you can see right here. I'd like to make it out of a heavier leather than that. The edge is painted, but they did bevel the edges, and it's machine stitched. Well, I'm going to order myself some mahogany dye and make them up a left-handed holster, a left-handed knife sheath, because this fellow's left-handed. He gave me a second knife also that he wants in a left-handed sheath, and there's a big old knife there. He likes collecting knives though. And he wants a left-handed sheath for this one too. And I'll get the videos on those.